Greetings and salutations, YouTube. Friar Chuck here, and we are back with West Virginia Mountaineers Dynasty here in NCAA 25. Um, yeah, we got a few things to discuss because it has been a long time since I've recorded. A couple weeks, probably. So, first matter of business. The lack of uploads for like 2 weeks. I legitimately have like I had 4 episodes. Yeah, 4 episodes that I had backlogged that I was ready to upload. And that's why I didn't record because I just wanted to get those in and make sure I didn't get too far ahead of what everyone else was seeing. Well, I tried to upload one and it just didn't want to happen. There was one day in there where I didn't have internet at all, and then a few other days where it was just taking a while to get back, and then it just wouldn't upload the video. Finally, it did. Hopefully, I don't have any more issues like that because that was very frustrating. But I apologize for the lack of uploads, but there really wasn't anything I could do about it. Now it's fixed. Another technical issue that needs to be addressed. The sound quality in the last several episodes, absolutely atrocious, and I apologize. I don't know why everything is so stuttery. It's very, very irritating. I know. Um, Hopefully, I've got it fixed, or mostly fixed at least, because it was really bad for a few of those episodes. You could barely understand what I was saying. I do apologize. I don't edit these videos. Spoiler alert. You'll probably figure that out. I just play the games, talk over them, upload them, and go from there. So, yeah, I didn't really have a way to fix it, and I'm not good enough at editing to do that anyway. So, they are what they are. I apologize. Hopefully, the issue's fixed now. If it's not, I think it's okay enough to keep going. It should be. I've made some changes on the settings. I also switched my headset. The headset that I was using is I actually do have a good headset. It's an Astro, but the cord broke on it a while ago, and so I've been using the cord off of the new headset that I bought. But the new headset is a cheaper one. Um, so I was thinking maybe okay, the cord is finally starting to decide that it doesn't really want to work properly with it. I don't know. So hopefully this is okay. I know this mic is going to be a little bit quieter. It's doesn't pick up quite as well as I would like. Um, Hopefully y'all don't mind too much, and the sound is better, at least in some regard. Um, what else? So, there has been a couple of updates to NCAA since the last time I recorded. Um, they have made changes to how uh, to tackling to make it a little bit better. They've made some of the games, some of the plays work more effectively, uh, and they've done some other things too. I just don't remember what all they are. Oh, they fixed the sim engine so that it was a little less. Um, so it was a little less wacky. We'll see how that goes in the next season. We're in week 13 now, so I don't think it's really going to matter for this season. But yeah, so bit of business before we get into this, and I remind myself of what's going on. Um, Skyrush, yes, left a bunch of comments on here. I appreciate them very much, and I will try and make sure to implement the pronunciations that you told me. Um, you told me that way before a lot of these episodes. Um, they just I already had them recorded. That's why they're not in there. Didn't ignore you, promise. So yeah, we will get those correct pronunciations in here. But I've been babbling long enough. let's get into some stuff. Okay, so the first thing I want to go back over is my recruiting and see where we're at. Okay, so Davin Reinbold, we got committed. Who was our top quarterback recruit, if I remember correctly. We've got Benji Bale, right outside linebacker, Trent Hansen, Terrence Richard, I'm very excited about. He looks like he's going to be a solid receiver for us. I've been playing this plenty, and I still am not using the the scouting board correctly. Yeah, 94 speed, 95 jumping, 89 spec catch. He should be pretty nice. And then Nate Ileoa, also going to be a pretty nice receiver. I think if I remember right, we lost out on that 5-star left tackle that I was really wanting. We've got Ben Mendez here, who still has us as his top target, and he is pretty close to committing. And he is listed as the top recruit in the country. So that'll be exciting if we can land at him. We've also got Enrique Casillas, who's a middle linebacker, the number 2 ranked player at his position. So hopefully he commits here pretty quick. Lane Demas has got us as his top candidate. Connor Mast, I would really like to get, but with Clemson and Alabama getting involved now, well, Alabama hasn't offered yet, but Clemson has, so we'll see how that goes. Caleb Dykes, literally, I think will commit after this game. He's so close, it's not even funny. Actually, this is his visit week, so he should, as long as we win. Enrique Casillas is visiting this week too, as well as Ben Mendez. So we might get 3 recruits out of this, 3 commitments out of this week. Casillas is a little far, but Mendez is close enough that he could. Dykes is literally right there. Got Yates, the kicker here. Poto A. We'll figure that out eventually. He still got us in first. Dorian Lanier has us first, and he is really close to committing to us. Trevon Bostic is very close. John Gooden, luckily we are the only team that's offered on him. That must have been something we did late. We got Jeff Gore here, who will probably drop out on pretty soon. George Seymour also possibly drop out on. Colt McGowan, kind of the same way. This Dominic Lipscomb, I don't know if we'll make any progress with him or not. And Alex Bias, probably after this week, will come down to his top 8, and we'll be cut off of him. So, let's just get this game played. Actually, no, I want to go look at stats first, because I don't remember what we're working with. Season stats. Okay, Garrett Green, 2,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, 21 picks. Yeah, we're having a really bad time with the whole not throwing interceptions thing with him. It's unfortunate. It's a good thing we're not trying to develop him. Rushing, Donaldson's at 551 yards and 5 touchdowns. Green has 7 touchdowns. Receiving, Jaden Bray, yeah, I remember that. He was lighting it up. 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. He's been really good for us. Justin Robinson's had a solid season. Dallas has been good. Hudson Clement. You got to try and work on that. Get that in there. Sacks. Who's leading our team in sacks right now? Trey Lathan. That's right. Okay, getting more familiar with these names, or refamiliarizing myself with these names. I'm playing with North Texas, or was playing with North Texas on the side, and I've gone through like 4 seasons with them, so I have other names that I've remembered. And now I'm playing with Coastal Carolina, so I'm having to remember those names. Interceptions. Our interceptions leader is Kekura Tarnu. Okay. Alright. Refamiliarized. Let's get in here. Actually, no. Hold on. I said I was going to get in. I'm not. I want to look at our schedule. What do we have left on the schedule? We had that unfortunate loss to Penn State in overtime, the big win against FCS East, lost to Pittsburgh, beat Kansas, beat Oklahoma State in that absolutely wild game, lost to beat Iowa State 70-7, lost to Kansas State, beat Arizona in a very close one, beat Cincinnati in a close one, and lost to Baylor. We have got UCF and Texas Tech left, and these games are going to be very important for conference championship game seeding. But if we're not, even if we make the conference championship game and win it, there's not a guarantee that we make the college football playoff anyway. UCF is right behind us, but they would move ahead of us with a win. Baylor has the tiebreaker on us, so they'd have to lose. Utah would have to lose, and then there's a good chance that the us versus Texas Tech could decide a place in the Big 12 championship game, but that's the next week thing. UCF is 85s across the board. It's kind of wild. We're at home though, so let's jump into it.
Morgantown, West Virginia, home to the Mountaineers and a fan base that has been, shall we say, preparing since early in the morning for the battle we have in store. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a
back out onto the field.
Senior Day, as we'll see a team fresh and ready to go off a bye week. The UCF.
Yeah, first time I've played with West Virginia in a while, so let's see how it goes. This one out. Nearly a really good decision, but we got to the 18, so not too bad. Here comes CJ Donaldson out onto the field. He's a junior, so we will have him back most likely for next season. I don't foresee him going pro. He's had a solid year, but not excellent, and I'm about to see if we can cook somebody on this play. We're not going to. Ended up going into double coverage. It's very unfortunate. Shouldn't have kept that. 3rd and 14 now after some very poor decision making on my part. Call the halfback screen here, something very safe. And that'll get us up to the 23. So clear a little space for the punter is basically all that does. I don't remember if I turned roughing the kicker off on this save or not. Their two best offensive players are running backs. That's concerning. Let's start off with a blitz and see how they handle it. UCF's quarterback is also quite good. Oh, a fumble! We pick it up. Okay. I got told how to pronounce this one too. I think it's Vesterinen. I don't know. I'm still not positive on how to pronounce his name. I apologize. Either way, he recovered the fumble. Tyron Bradley delivered the big hit. And we are going to get the ball back. How did we end up losing a yard on that play? Jaden Bray with the big gains.
Sets him up at the 26 for the first down.
This guy has a chance to bring home the Heisman Trophy this year because he continues to make plays week in, week out. Doesn't matter who's guarding him, what coverages you play. This guy finds ways to make plays for his offense.
Throws to the tight end. And it's incomplete. If you're
Dropped by my tight end,
might as well hang on to the ball.
Traylon Davis. He's been pretty good this season.
When the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit.
I'm a simple man. I see press coverage. We switch to verticals. Looking for Hudson Clement deep, and it is knocked away by the defender. So we are now looking at a 3rd and 10 from the 26.
Maybe put that thing up a little bit higher where his guy can go up and make a play and come down.
Don't go backwards.
Nowhere to go with the ball and down. He goes at the
We went backwards,
Pretty nice as a defense, right?
and now we are forced to punt because it is a 4th and 23.
Not have to blitz anyone, trusting your front four to get the job done on 3rd down, and they do it right.
Punt is up, away, and it is going to go into the end zone.
And that ball will sail into the end zone for a touchback.
Okay, get the nickel here.
Ball security always paramount.
We've seen exactly one offensive play from this UCF team so far, and that's a missed tackle. That's a missed tackle. Johnny Richardson Jr.
Epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. Might as well give it to him again. And he'll pick up the
That's how it's going to go.
after a tough run there. The Knights come to the line in the hurry.
What they need to patch is the number of teams that use the hurry up, because it gets irritating. Does that irritate any of the rest of y'all? When you play this or Madden or something, teams just getting into the hurry up.
How easy it is. When you're going to throw the ball consistently, and I know it, I'm going to pin my ears back, and I'm going to get to the quarterback. It makes life really easy on the defensive line. But when you can have balance, now the defense doesn't know what's coming. They need more of this if they're going to be successful on offense.
Looking for a
Something
physical
incorrect.
attack from the gun.
Yay
And
me.
you can forget running in the middle against this
And they get right back into the hurry up. God, calm down. It's not that serious.
quarterback on the keeper. He's
Vesterinen with the big tackle there. 3-yard loss on the option.
on the ground.
They're going to hand it off on 3rd and 10. A very bold call that is not going to work out. 4th and 4. They are going to elect to go for the field goal.
Makes the stop. It's 4th down, and they'll try the field goal. Doesn't have a straight-on shot here. He'll kick it from the left hash and 39 yards out.
Bold call.
And it's right.
I get where they were coming from because we hadn't really handled their running game very well. But also, you had to get 13 yards. That's asking a lot. So they kick the field goal, and they are now up 3-0.
He was hoping for something a little more.
As Bray is going to get it to the 20-yard line.
West Virginia has it back ready to
Hopefully, we can do something on offense.
just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
With 2nd and 7 now.
David, I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run,
I swear they've changed this playbook too since the last time I.
the whole offense at your disposal.
Oh,
He'll keep it himself.
I don't think there was a right choice there.
Step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. So they're facing 3rd and short from the 25. To the air. It's Green. He's got it.
There's Robinson getting right across the 1st down line,
Showing good execution on
and
3rd down as they have
we're going to continue this drive for what it's worth.
the Mountaineers come to the line with a new set of downs. Pressure coming.
Oh,
And he got smacked just as he
absolutely
released the pass.
smacked, and it is going to fall to the turf incomplete.
First quarter, but already
Didn't even see that guy.
long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a
4
way
yards there on the
up front of protecting
gain.
this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
After the strong run on 2nd down, 3rd down coming. Do they do it again?
with a big catch. He's got 2 catches for 22 yards. He's been our first down converter here on this drive. Gonna take off running. Pick up the first, slide down. Nice job getting away from the sack there by Garrett Green.
It's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out, but when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
He completely misfires on that throw. It did go in the direction that I wanted. It just missed. This may not have been a great play to run on this side of the field. Should have kept that. 3rd and 6 now from the 32. Jaden Bray off of the tip in the end zone. Touchdown, Mountaineers. He has turned into a superstar here in Morgantown. Field goal is up and good, and we have our first points of the day. So we go 80 yards and finish it off in the best way possible.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team.
7-3 now.
Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. Guys, that last trip a little disappointing having to take the 3.
Yeah, and I think, Jesse, you see so many offenses talk about getting yards and the tempo and all the stuff they do. It was a nice job moving the football, but they got to get in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think to do that, they just
2nd and 7.
at the point of attack, get some push up front. They need to be the best running team in this game.
They'll try the run. Try to move
Nice
that
stop.
forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21.
5 now.
It's in the hurry up. Back to pass. It's Jefferson. Unloads to the wide.
Dove.
Fires into traffic.
Reed Carrico. Who else? Our big turnover machine in the middle of the field. And we get the ball at the 29 with a great opportunity to score. Hopefully on something a little less fluky than the last one. But just because it's fluky doesn't mean it didn't work. Dang. That play might have scored too. But at the end of one, it is a 7-3 Mountaineers lead. UCF has not passed this game. Okay, I'm going to call it again. If the outside corner stays on Clement and the safety moves to Davis, Bray should be open. He is. Touchdown number 2 for Jaden Bray. And it is a 2-score lead now. 14-3 West Virginia.
They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
No chance to return that one. A booming kickoff out of the back of the end zone.
So the story of the day has really been the turnovers.
Again, what do you think about that? They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David. Only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
They have 2. Obviously, the interception from the last drive and the fumble.
Obviously, the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
Of course, I finally call a defense set up. Jesus, bring him down. And here I was say that they fixed the tackling. He's not brought down by the first guy. The second guy comes over. That doesn't bring him down when he's double teamed, and then the third guy finally has to come in and take him down. God. 2nd and 25 now for UCF. Nice gain there. Would have probably liked to get a little bit more. But it's also rather difficult when you are 15 yards behind the line to gain. And I don't. That wasn't a good decision. And the stadium is packed. I just noticed that. That was a terrible punt. Terrible punt. And we have the ball at the 45. Not our best field position, but very good field position. That was on me. 100% on me. I don't know why I cut back that way. Trying to stay balanced, keep the running game going. The thing about Donaldson is he's not bad. He just... Fourth down. The thing about Donaldson is he's not bad. He just... dang it. Actually, that might not matter. It did. Okay. Donaldson's not bad. He's just not fast enough to be an elite running back in this game. The guys that, like, the really good ones and the ones that, the ones that'll, like, break off huge long runs are the guys with a ton of speed. Speed, honestly, is the most important attribute in this game over everything else. On my North Texas Dynasty, I have a receiver right now who has 96 speed, and I think through 8 weeks he's got 30 touchdowns because I line up for whatever play I'm running, and I look at him and I see if he's in press coverage. If they're in press coverage on him, I audible to a streak and then I score. It's just that simple. Speed kills. And hopefully we're bringing some of that speed in with this recruiting class. So that was another very questionable punt. And that slot fade is just beautiful. Jaden Bray down to the 11. He's already got 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think I'll tell you guys, when I'm running the... Wow, okay, I think they did change the playbook because I don't remember half of these plays being in here. And they definitely didn't run this much, like, these specific gun sets. Oh my gosh. I mean, he had to dive for it, but still it hit him in the hands. Okay. I've gotten used now to kicking with my kicker from Coastal Carolina, who legitimately I've missed a 17-yarder and a 19-yarder with him because it was lined up on that hash, and I evidently didn't get it over far enough. 17-3 lead now. UCF is just not very committed to playing offense. Pestirin in
Down in the backfield, he'll lose a couple.
with another TFL on the read option. I don't know why they aren't passing. Throw the damn football. Picked up a few there.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Feeling some heat. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw.
Pass there, and it didn't work. And Jaden Bray is leading the country in receiving yards. And he's up there with like 3 other Big 12 receivers.
Getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the 4th down.
And this ball is going to be
My guy, if you would have caught that, you probably would have scored.
West Virginia has it in the offense ready to go to work. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution.
Ooh, I was about to slide.
Out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to
Absolutely leveled.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Nice pick up there.
Out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Green's thrown for 161 yards, and 131 of them are to Bray.
Officials going to take a second look at this one. And they take
Not exactly spreading the ball around.
on the field were right, and the play will stand. All the way down to the 15-yard line. It's first down.
Ooh,
He makes the connection.
that's unfortunate.
Stop behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
And now it's 2-minute warning.
Warning, and they will try to build on what has already been a dominant first half performance. And now on
Big
second
fan of
down
this
for
play,
Looking to throw, it's Green. Throws to the wideout.
especially when that happens.
He makes the catch in the end zone.
Touchdown number 3 for Jaden Bray. Best receiver in the country. I don't care what anybody says.
So many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small
And it is now a 24-3 lead for the Mountaineers.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Hey, I have not watched a lot or like any UCF games, and I really won't this year because Texas is in the SEC, not the Big 12.
They find themselves in a
Do they really run the ball this much?
maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and regroup at halftime.
Yeah, a big chance.
Like, I think this is the 4th best play they've called.
Opportunity in front of them in the game right now. You got to get some points on the board. You
But they do finally get a positive gain out of it. 6 yards.
There hasn't been a whole lot to be positive about in the first half.
If I'm playing quarterback, I'm locating my go-to.
And he is sacked. Sack number 2 on the game. I feel like we'd have more if they were actually throwing.
On 3rd down, he drops the throw.
He's hit as he throws, and it is now 4th down.
Took a hit as
That was quick.
couldn't deliver the football.
My God, the receiver from Baylor's got 19 touchdowns.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
Great contact on the
Okay,
ball as it just
what is
brings up
going
the
on?
slot. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Finds his man. It's Robinson. He's brought down. Solid pickup, but a little bit short of the 1st down. Now here on 2nd.
What that Y cross play was, but I didn't like the looks of it.
He's looking to throw.
Guy was making way too many moves.
Got it in the middle. It's Donaldson. He stopped almost
And
immediately.
Garrett Greed is going to be hurt on the play.
1st down. The offense calls it
He got
timeout.
smacked as he threw it. So I'm really not that surprised. So we are going to turn to the
They've got it at
sophomore, I think. Oof, I should really know that, but it's been a while since I played. So, sophomore, the lefty quarterback from Chandler, Arizona, Nico Marchiol.
it's 1st and 10.
So if Green's out for any significant amount of time, this is going to be a good opportunity to see what he's capable of.
DB right with him to knock it away.
Bruce shoulder will return soon, so nothing that serious. him to run it.
Quarterback wants to throw
That
on
wasn't an
second
option.
down.
I wanted him to run a streak, but
Catch in the middle, it's Fox. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Now facing a 3rd and long. Shoots it to the left. Got his man downfield.
Brandon
And
Davis
they'll
gets the
finally catch
first.
up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. And the Mountaineers will snap it on 1st and 10.
Touchdown, Hudson Clement.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Mountaineers. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So that scoring drive took only 6
It would
points.
definitely take some getting used to use Markiel.
With an 11-yard touchdown.
I don't use left-handed quarterbacks, mostly because I played Madden and didn't really get any experience with the old NCAA games. And there's just not left-handed quarterbacks. I purposely avoid Tua because I am not at all a Tua fan. He is a worse version of Dak Prescott. A worse left-handed version of Dak Prescott. And I'm not at all impressed by him leading the league in receiving yards when he has Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. Brought down at the
UCF actually putting together a pretty good drive here.
yards on the play and an important 1st down.
When you play zone coverage,
Why do I have the feeling that they're going to end up passing out of this set?
not really looking at the wide receivers a lot of times, so they can
Oh,
slip
we'll figure it out, I guess.
cracks, and the quarterback can really make precise throws. Great job, great play, great throw, great
Pretty. There's a couple of really big openings in this set that they could exploit. Wasn't the one I was talking about. If they would have run a flag route with that slot receiver. Huh. That's what UCF's mascot looks like. He could very easily be the mascot for the Vegas Golden Knights. Oh, by the way, for anyone interested, they are my favorite hockey team. I am not from Vegas. I am from Texas. But no, I am not a Stars fan. In fact, I don't like the Stars. Actively do not like the Stars. We're going to try it. There's a good chance Bray gets open here. Oh, and Garrett Green is back in.
Unloads it left. Pass is incomplete, and that's going to do it for the 1st half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
But with that bruised shoulder, that's probably something we're going to have to keep an eye on for the rest of the game. So we may want to take it easy on the scrambling. We see the first half stats for Jaden Bray. So we were up 31-6. To the difficulty of the game. We are playing an All-American. Because when I first tried Heisman, it was kind of ridiculous. But I hadn't really had a lot of experience with the game. I had to get used to it. Now I've got more experience with the game. So I'm thinking we finish this season on All-American and then switch to Heisman. I know in the past I've been very adamant about not wanting to do that, but and honestly, like I think the reason why we're having such an easy time with UCF is because when they are passing, they're not doing a very good job of it.
And it's so strange and you can't quantify it. I don't know how to describe it as a coach or as a player, but you got to make something happen. And it's got to
2 now. I'm sending a blitz.
Stuck in the mud. They've already punted 4 times, and it's 3rd down now.
Vestierinen
This one will be stopped for no
with the
gain.
stop,
Great
and
job by the defense. Everybody
that
got
is
around
a
the
4th and 2.
ball, holding their gaps, running to the football.
Fake punt? Nope, no fake punt.
Another punt on the way. Gotta make
Their
sure those
punter is
hands and
terrible.
glutes all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from
Like
overuse.
that took way too long up in the air.
No daylight. He goes down. West Virginia has it, and the offense ready to go to work. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And they got him for the sack.
Play action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You can tell
His
defense
left
was not
shoulder
buying it, got in the backfield, got the big
is
play.
hurt.
That is the last thing you want.
It's a high risk of injury. Got to keep that in mind.
Now it's second down.
Maybe. Oh, and Donaldson fumbles,
Bounced right
and
through
it
the
is picked up by one of our offensive linemen.
Had to keep 5 points
Thank
of
God,
pressure on the ball,
it is a
especially
3rd and
against this
14.
defense that prides themselves on creating takeaways, and the offense real lucky they jumped on that one.
Green was hit as he threw it, and it is picked off.
Not a lot of room on the return, but he'd already gotten the most important thing, the ball, and they have it at the 46.
Really tough on an offense. 3rd and long, it's tough to, you know you're passing the football. They know you're passing.
Still up big here.
I'm going to rush the passer. I'm going to drop back deep.
They'd have to go on
You throw the ball
Killis run to be able to
You know, quarterbacks also want to force that football and try to get that first
catch
down.
up.
He does there.
When I say miraculous run, I don't mean running the ball every.
Always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
They'll run it from the gun. Open space at the 25.
It's a blitz expecting the run. They did run it.
When you talk explosive plays, the defense
They just ran it in a place that we were not at all.
12-yard line, it's first down. Out of the gun to give to the back. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. The give to the back. Got some room, headed to the goal line.
UCF, their first of the day.
Sprints to the end zone. Touchdown.
It's actually really big for them. I mean, they're not completely out of this game.
Cutting into this lead somewhere.
That'll make it 31-13. They're within 3 scores, technically.
You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
Not even technically. 3 touchdowns, and they have the lead as... Oh, I thought Farmer had that. He did not.
Nice pickup on the return there. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down, and go out and refocus this one.
See it.
Yeah, and some
It's
people
2
do it
yards.
better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
They're bringing heat. They get to him
As he threw again, and he's hit on that left side.
Incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
That's what this defense has to do, guys. They've got to knock this quarterback down to the ground.
UCF's coach is over there on the sideline, like,
quarterback pressure.
Sensei and from Cobra Kai.
Sure hands, it's Bray. They convert on third down as he gets it to the
Instead of sweeps the leg, it's smack the shoulder.
Smith back in Alabama winning the Heisman. This guy makes plays week in, week out. Top 5 right now in the nation in receiving yards, and that's why he's in the Heisman discussion.
Makes the grab. It's Robinson.
It was Justin Robinson with the first down conversion.
With the first down. And the Mountaineers have this offense rolling.
Plummet or Robinson one should get open. It should reel it, and I think I overthrew that. Yep.
And good coverage
I overthrew it and underthrew it at the same time.
knock it down in the end zone. Now on second down after the incompletion.
2nd and 10 now, 31-13 lead. Donaldson is going to have enough to pick up the first. Great run there. Best of the game.
The Mountaineers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air, it's Green. Makes his connection. Finally run out of bounds.
With the catch.
Rolling with the first down.
looking.
He's being mentioned in the Heisman conversation.
Fullback dive.
Really
Who's our
impressive
fullback?
as a wide
Do we have
receiver.
one?
So that shows you what
I
kind
guess
of
we do.
special year this
Huh.
young man's
Neat.
had.
Or is this like a third string tight end?
Run up the middle is
Well, he didn't get the touchdown, so.
the defense snuffed out any attempt to move forward on the last play, and now it's 3rd and goal from the 2.
But Donaldson will. He picks it up through the air.
West Virginia. And
Touchdown, West
touchdowns
Virginia.
ensue. If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no
38
answers for him.
13.
He'll start the
Eastern is
return
giving
inside
Michigan
his 5.
everything they can handle.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. The last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find
2nd and 5
themselves
now.
as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They've clearly
Very
figured
well
it out.
executed screen
If they score
pass.
here, we're in for a ball game.
Man, this guy is so dynamic, and that's why you want to try to get him the ball as many ways as you can. That time it's a screen throw, and he had some nice blocks downfield, but with his speed and elusive running ability, this dude is dangerous.
Pass the sticks.
Can we get there? Carrico slows him down a little bit. And Jacoby Spells is hurt. Ooh. One of our top corners. He was the one that made the tackle. I've won, but at what cost? And Jefferson's going to go the other way now and picks up the first down. Bruised hand will let Crandall come in.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
And that is going to take us into the 4th quarter.
Virginia has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings.
I don't really understand the ranking system. Arizona's 25 with a 6-4 record. We are unranked with a 6-4 record. And we've beat Arizona. So why? I mean, we are coming up a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebackers.
I honestly feel like if Arizona lost this week, we would probably swap with them. And yes, I am kind of counting my chickens a little early. I'm assuming that we're going to beat them. They are dangerously close to the end zone. And they are, in fact, at the 1-yard line. Let's switch it up. Pull out the 3-4.
And it's so nice then to have this guy at running back.
Read option.
Because you could throw it to
Yep.
him on 3rd down or
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, UCF.
I knew it was coming, and still I let it happen.
Lining up to add another.
38-20 game. Still a 3-score game. But they're going to have to start scoring quickly and getting stops if they want to win. It's pretty simple.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. West Virginia has it, and the offense ready to go to work. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are.
Donaldson also doesn't really fit in the offense. If we're going to be running this much shotgun, we really need either a fast, elusive back or a good quality receiving back.
He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on
And they really did not need that first down to happen.
Guy in the fourth quarter, right? They've got the lead, and you just saw his ability there, breaking a tackle. He looks like he's getting stronger as the game goes on. I'd expect him to get a few more carries here before this game's over.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. That's what you expect from a senior.
Third and 3.
Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
We're going to hit him with the
Will they keep it on
back
the
swing
ground
here
again here on
to the
3rd
short
down?
side of the field. Really stupid call.
Defense to show his hand. Grabbed in
But
the
it works.
midfield. It's Donaldson. And it is well blocked.
6:06 left.
And the Mountaineers are moving quickly down the field. Quarterback on the keeper. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Well, he couldn't find any running room at all.
Looks like they're good with the read options
Yeah,
so
great
far.
discipline on defense, too.
Keep
Because
making
if
the
you
wrong
stop the
decision.
option, you have to play assignment football. Everybody doing their job. There was just nowhere to go there for the QB.
He goes down.
Scrambled around, but the defense able to
Third
scramble
sack of the
and
game for
bring in a
UCF.
sack. A play action fake seems simple, but
We are going to be in a 3rd and 21.
Reese, you're right. The danger for
It's the worst outcome in the world, honestly, just in terms of wasting time.
to the running back, so you have no idea what's happening behind you, and you have no presence for where that rush is coming from. All of a sudden, you whip your head back around, and oftentimes it's too late. We saw that right there.
And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
Well, the design
40.
QB run is
And
a
we have been
simple play in college.
been getting fourth downs in some really awful spots on the field.
Athletes like this playing the quarterback position, it's a no-brainer.
Eh.
Just let him go do work. You saw him
Ooh,
have
actually, that might be okay.
Punt goes out of bounds and a nice
Not the
job
best.
blocking.
Out of bounds at the
But he'll
14.
spot it right around the 15. UCF has
Think the
it
game's
right.
over.
What do you think about
Well,
that?
I say that.
If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over-'em football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
If they score quickly
Great blocking up front and tough
and then can get an onside kick, it's definitely not.
Now you wonder how
But this offense hasn't really shown a proclivity for scoring quickly.
I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running.
And until recently at all.
In the middle, it's Johnson.
They got the first down there, though.
The 32,
So the clock
and he
temporarily
gets the start
stops.
on that play.
And
Knights moving quickly
starts.
to the line.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels.
And that is
Someone's gonna have to make a play.
Colby Spell's back in the game, and he made damn sure that tackle didn't get, or that catch didn't get made. Tipped it away and then just shoved the receiver to the ground. Gotta love that kind of attitude.
They're going to throw it again.
But a first down there.
He will step
And he gets out of bounds, so the clock does stop.
and a first down for this offense. The Knights come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Jefferson. Flips it out in the
Hit Jefferson, miss a hit stick,
He's
and
running
he's
back,
pushed
but
out of bounds.
turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Here's this offense with a
3:03 left.
looking to go up top on first down.
Vestiernan gets
Using the quick game.
absolutely demolished on that block.
Pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. That completion leaves us with 2nd and medium. He's looking to throw. And this senior quarterback a little
Nice pass break up there.
and he's lucky he didn't get picked
3rd and
off
4.
going into double
2:46 to go.
Couldn't find his man last time. Now they'll have to convert third.
They've already wasted too much time.
From the gun, wants to pass.
At this point, they're just being irritating.
It's Morris. The
But they have absolutely no
with a first
chance
down.
of winning this game now.
The 32.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. The biggest key there is the quarterback understanding that A, it's zone, but B, what kind of zone is it? Is it one high safety? Is it two high safeties? And then you know instinctively where your best throw, where your highest percentage completion is based on what type of zone coverage.
Yeah, probably after this game, I'll turn right around, play Texas Tech, and get killed.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be
They do go for it.
The defense denying him the first
Choice,
down.
but
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Got it past the marker. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. This defense just
2-minute warning.
get off the field. The offense unstoppable. From the 17-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
This is a team that doesn't seem terribly concerned with the amount of time left.
He's got his man. And he'll step across
Yes,
the
he's gonna
sideline,
get out of
making
bounds.
a good gain on that one.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible. And sometimes it doesn't work in the running game.
I fully believe they're gonna score here.
Trying to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if
And
we can't get some big
unless
plays out of him.
Jefferson does
Nice
that.
adjustment by the defense here with a big lead in the game. You're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
And it's incomplete. He was looking to the end zone and trying to get 6. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field.
At this point, you have to just play for the first down,
Fourth down
for
attempt coming.
since you can pick it up.
Pick up the first. Is that
We just keep him out of the end zone, and the clock's gonna keep going.
It looks like some type
Oh
of
no, it doesn't.
steel bludgeoning device on his way to a first down. They want to throw it. Unleashes to the end zone.
And touchdown, UCF.
Knights.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go
7.
to
This
win
game
this
looks
football game.
closer than it actually
And for a
was.
quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out.
Of course,
Michigan
minute 33 and 3 timeouts.
now, but unless Desmond Howard or Anthony
Oh,
out of that tunnel, I'm not ready to say this.
that guy almost made it really interesting.
Northwestern.
Because if they would have recovered that,
In this one, we've got you covered with the best
I mean,
radio team in the
they'd be a big play and
And those guys will be keeping an eye on
another onside recovery from tying it up.
Uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Ordinarily on second.
Their offense just moved too slow.
Here, you just want to keep that clock moving. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on
And this is the exact opposite of what you want
defense stopping
as an offense trying to kill the clock.
as possible for their offense.
I really want this fake bubble wheel play.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and
I didn't expect it to go to the other side of the field. Gross.
coming after him.
Oh,
And they couldn't hold
Green taking
the
some
lead, and
unnecessary hits.
timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as
Well,
much time as possible.
boys and girls, that is how you do not
On their punt team.
chew clock at the end of a game.
They hope the punt can bail them out. And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way in.
Because we left them with entirely too much time.
The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Dropping back, it's Jefferson. Working
Hey,
that
get out of
right
bounds.
side. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on
Formation, nickel.
Well, this offense has a ton of work left ahead of them here in this 2-minute situation late in the game, but the drive off to a good start. You get the first down, you get out of bounds, you work in the perimeter of the field. That is exactly
The thing that killed them was having to use all 3 of their timeouts on my possession.
Took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. Pressure's there, and he gets rid of it.
A lot of quarterback hits in this game from both sides.
Drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. He's taking a deep shot.
Harden with another interception.
Defense.
He seals the game.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football.
Whew.
Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense.
Man, I wish he had a face in the game, but he doesn't. Ekara Tarnu. think I can get to just a kneel from here. Yeah.
This game's on ice. They can take a knee.
And we will kneel it out.
Has to feel great with how they're
And
able
that
to
is going to
execute
run the
these
clock out
plays all
on
day long. I think it's sending a
a
statement to the pitchers
38-27
down the road
win
in the schedule.
over
They're going to be tough to
UCF.
contend with.
The second quarter was what killed them. They gave up 24 points and only responded with 3. Jaden Bray, 8 catches for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns. He should be in the Heisman talks. I don't know if he is or not, but he should be.
No doubt about it. They made the plays they needed to make.
That was a hell of a play.
I thought the quarterback showed tremendous poise, good leadership throughout the
And we all gather up to sing the school song and
had to make them so right.
kumbaya, all that good stuff.
Need to clean up moving forward, but ultimately they were the better team today.
That's going to do it for
Get a quick look at our stats. Garrett Green, 18 of 28, 253, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Markiel, 3 for 4 with a touchdown, no interceptions. Every tryout he's had this year, he's been really good. He's got a chance at winning the starting job next season. Bray had 186 and 3 touchdowns. Donaldson had 26 and a touchdown. Robinson had 4 for 42. 2 for 10 for Clement. Preston Fox had 1. Traylon Davis had 1. Okay. So I had some important recruits on that visit. We'll see if coming out of this, any of them committed. It's possible. Okay. Not out of that. Let's sim forward. See what happens. Enrique Casillas, who was the one that I didn't think was far enough along to recruit. He has chosen West Virginia. It's going to be a big culture shock coming from Hawaii to West Virginia, but we're here for it. Caleb Dykes was pretty much already there anyway, but we land the 4-star right tackle out of Avon Lake, Ohio. Ben Mendez is right there, man. Right freaking there. Anderson is at a high risk of transfer because of playing time. We have moved up to a B+ championship contender, and we did jump into the top 25. We are now ranked 24th in the country, so that's cool. We do get Casillas and Dykes to recruit. Ben Mendez is right there. I really think after this week he's committed. Mast, we are still in first on. We'll see how that goes. Gore, we're in second. Lanier, we're in first, but LSU made a big jump. I think because they offered Trevon Bostic has got us first. Gooden, we may be out on him because Alabama offered. Colt McCowan, we are probably out on. Dominic Lipscomb, the right tackle, we have moved up on, so that's cool. Jaden Bray, Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, and probably national. No, not national. Okay, so Texas Tech lost. So, if we go and look at the college football playoff top 25, Michigan is 10-1. They are first in the country. USC, for some reason, is second at 8-3. Georgia is 10-1, and they are third. Baylor has jumped up to fourth. Okay, that loss doesn't look so bad. Syracuse did get their first loss versus UConn. That's tough. They are 10-1. They are fifth. So right now, as it stood, I think Michigan, Georgia, Baylor, and Syracuse would have the 4 byes because that would be the winner of the Big Ten, the winner of the SEC, the winner of the Big 12. No, Baylor's second in the Big 12. Utah's first. Okay, I take that back. It would be Michigan, Georgia, Syracuse, and Utah. South Carolina's jumped up to 7. Miami's down to 6. Utah is at 8 now. If we do play them in the Big 12 championship game, that's going to be tough. SMU is 8-3. They are 4th in the ACC. They are very good at 9. Penn State's dropped down to 10. They took their second loss of the season to Minnesota. Haha. Liberty's up to 11. Tulane is at 12. I love to see these group of 4 teams on the rise. Liberty's 10-1. Who's the one team they lost to? Somebody in Conference USA. That's crazy. Tulane has 2 losses. They are 3rd in the American. Oregon State is 13th. Florida 14th. Oregon 15th. Boston College is 16th. They lost to North Carolina last week, though. NC State is 17th, and they lost to Georgia Tech. That hurts a lot more than that North Carolina loss does. Florida State, 18th now. They jumped back in. They have a big game against Florida coming up, though. Texas just beat Kentucky. They're 6-5 and 19th. They jumped back into the poll, but they played Texas A&M. Oklahoma State is the team that beat Texas Tech, and they jumped back in. Texas Tech dropped 8 spots after losing to Oklahoma State. They're actually lower than Oklahoma State now. That's kind of crazy. I don't really think I agree with that on the pure principle that Oklahoma State wasn't ranked. Tech was 13th, and that one loss was enough to move Tech lower than Oklahoma State. Notre Dame at 22. Boise State, another group of 4 team in the top 25. They are 23rd. This is a group of 5, not a group of 4. And at West Virginia, we are 7-4 and ranked 24th after beating UCF. And we have, I would say, our biggest game of the season coming up, taking on Texas Tech. And Clemson jumped back in at 6-5. Conference standings, we are currently in 3rd. So, the only way we get in is a win and a Utah or Baylor loss. One of those 2 teams has to lose. That's the only way. Because we will not beat out Baylor because they have the tiebreaker on us. Actually, Baylor and Utah might not be playing and or may not have conference games left. We'll go look at that. Wild. Jaden Bray is not in the Heisman talk. You've got Caden Salter, Shadur Sanders, bias, Cam Ward, Donovan Edwards, bias, he's on the cover, and Jalen Milroe. Wow. 4 of the 5 players in here went to high school in Texas. Jalen Milroe's from Katy. Cam Ward's from West Columbia. Shadur Sanders is from Dallas. I think we all know why. And Caden Salter's from Cedar Hill. That's crazy. Milroe obviously has 1 more year. Salter has 1 more year. But there's a good chance that either of those 2 could go pro after this. So, full projections. Where are we? And that's an exciting bowl right there. Western Michigan and South Alabama. Actually, South Alabama's quarterback is kind of nice. Where are we? The Alamo Bowl against Maryland. Okay. Not a terrible bowl. I want to be in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, though. How do I get in there? Do I have to lose? Like, seriously, that's the bowl I want. The Pop-Tarts Bowl. It's fun. Okay. So, the last thing I want to do is go look at. Let's look at the Big 12 schedule. Utah plays UCF, so they do in fact have a Big 12 game left. And Baylor plays Kansas. So neither of those games is easy. They will have a tough time with both of those, but Kansas is 3-5 in the Big 12, and UCF is now 4-4. All four of their losses are in the Big 12. It's kind of crazy. Kansas State and Iowa State have a rivalry game this week. As do Arizona and Arizona State. Let's see what's going on in the other conferences that may be interesting. Ooh, Miami and Syracuse play nationally televised. Does that decide who's in? South Carolina's in the ACC. Oh, no, they're not. Okay, this is for Clemson, not South Carolina. Got it. Whoa, I was very confused. I was like, they're not in the ACC, they're in the SEC. Bunch of rivalry games in the ACC, and the one that's really not is Miami Syracuse, and that's the most important one. You got the Palmetto series, Georgia Tech, Duke and Wake Forest, Louisville and Kentucky, in a game that has no name but has a big trophy. SMU and Cal, the Commonwealth Clash. Dog, that is a dope name. The Commonwealth Clash. This is very Fallout. Dang. Maybe we should have played as Virginia or Virginia Tech. I'm happy how we are, though. NC State and North Carolina, Florida State, and Stanford and San Jose State. I didn't know that was a rivalry, but I tend not to think about San Jose State that often. Memphis and Tulane are playing. Tulane kind of needs to win that to get into the playoff. They might actually get an at-large bid. Navy and East Carolina, UAB and Charlotte. This is a very rare losing season for Charlotte in the sim because for some reason they sim really well. USF and Rice, Florida Atlantic and Tulsa, North Texas and Temple. North Texas, very good. Love to see that. UTSA is bad. Army being bad is not surprising. Big Ten, Nebraska at Iowa in the Heroes game. Michigan, Ohio State. Why does that not have an official name? That is like, I would argue, I think it's safe to say that's the biggest rivalry in college football. Either that or the Red River rivalry, and now that Texas and Texas A&M are playing again. But I mean, Michigan and Ohio State is like the quintessential rivalry, and it doesn't have a name. Maryland and Penn State, Purdue and Indiana, in a very interesting looking trophy. Notre Dame and USC is apparently a rivalry. Illinois and Northwestern. That's an Illinois thing. Do they win a do they win an Abe Lincoln hat? That's dope. Minnesota and Wisconsin. They get an axe apparently. Rutgers and Michigan State, nobody cares about. Oregon and Washington is a rivalry game, and then Fresno State and UCLA, which is probably actually a rivalry. They just don't show it. Big Ten packed with rivalries. Conference USA, you got Middle Tennessee and Florida International. Jacksonville State and Western Kentucky. Liberty and Sam Houston. Liberty also needs to win that game. Kennesaw State and Louisiana Tech. Kennesaw State is 6-5. Shout outs to them. The Battle of I-10, UTEP and New Mexico State. What's crazy is UTEP is probably a lot Las Cruces. Yeah, UTEP's a lot closer to them than they are to probably any other college in Texas. Not any other, but any other F uh FBS colleges. Uh, Independence, UConn and UMass is a rivalry. The MAC, you got Kent State, Buffalo, Toledo, and Akron, Miami of Ohio and Bowling Green, Ball State and Ohio, Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan. Central Michigan's on there too. How do they decide who wins that trophy? Central Michigan and Northern Illinois. In the Midwest, the Mountain West, we've got Wyoming and Washington State, Air Force and San Diego State, Oregon State and Boise State. Big game for both of those teams. They both really need it. Utah State, Colorado State, Fresno State, UCLA. We talked about that one. Nevada and UNLV for the Battle of Nevada. New Mexico and Hawaii. Pac-12, we've already gone over. SEC, you've got Texas and Texas A&M. Already gone over that. The Iron Bowl. Okay, yeah, that's up there in rivalries too, other than that Auburn is really bad this season. Okay. Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Arkansas and Missouri. The Egg Bowl. Question here. Let's see if you've watched all the way to the end of the video. Which conference has better rivalry games? I was gonna say between the SEC and the and the Okay, no. Change the question. What is the best rivalry series in college football? You got lots of options. You got the Egg Bowl, the Iron Bowl, Texas and Texas A&M, which doesn't have a name, the Red River Showdown, Michigan, Ohio State. Either of those two teams against Penn State. Leave that down in the comments. Let me know who you think is the biggest rivalry. App State and Georgia Southern's a rivalry, apparently. Didn't know that. And Louisiana and Louisiana Monroe. That's the rivalry week slate. Well, I've been here long enough. We've got one more game left in the regular season. We've got to win this to get into the Big 12 championship game, and that may not even be enough. If we don't win, there's no chance. But this is going to be a tough game. Texas Tech can put up a lot of points in a hurry. We are not going to get the same game that we did against UCF. But hopefully all goes well, and we end up winning, and we get a chance at the Big 12 title. Even if we win the Big 12, I don't know that we get into the college football playoff. I thought it was automatic. It's not necessarily, and we're going to be ranked pretty low. Of course, if we beat Texas Tech, we'll probably move up in the ranking, and then if we beat either Utah or Baylor, we should move up quite a bit. So, I don't know, we might. But anyway, you guys, I will see you in the next one. Remember, leave down in the comments what you think is the biggest rivalry game in college football. For my personal money, it's Texas, Oklahoma. But again, I'm a Texas fan. Hook 'em. Yeah, leave that down in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. This is Friar Chuck saying it. Bye bye.